Welcome back to Q&A Wednesday.
Well, it's that time again. Wednesday Q&A. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kuyto The Turko. Wednesday's Q&A. I got a good question that, I've heard from a lot of people in, past like 6 months or stuff, because I used to be in the industry, and they would ask me like, when's the best time to buy a vehicle? Well, in my opinion, there's a few different times that you can buy a vehicle that be the best time. Best interest for you, best deal for you. So, I'll give you my opinions. Let me know what your thoughts are. Tell us a situation where you got an excellent deal and how you did it, and share with all of us to let us know. These car prices and stuff, go how high they are. Any deal we can get, send it to us. Let us know how we can do it. Like I said, I used to be in the industry. I sold cars. So, in my opinion, I'll start off one. Usually the last day of the month is a good time to buy a car. If you're going on the first of the month, forget about it. People try to say, hey, what kind of deal can you give me? We weren't giving you any deals. Like, here it is, pencil in, this is what the price is. And like, well, where's the deal? There's no deal. There's no deal. It's usually at the end of the month when we're calling. I remember there was one month where I think it was like 24 cars we sold the last day of the month, because we were below our projected sale. So we needed to sell like crazy. And I think it was like 24 in one day. So usually the last day of the month, I would say. Next is when it's raining, especially if it's raining hard. Nobody's going out to a dealership to go buy a car. Like, they're slow. And I've done this once, and actually it was crazy. It was raining so hard. The vehicle was like an hour and 20 minutes or so from my house. I've been doing my research, so I knew what car I wanted, and it's raining like crazy, and I get a hold of a salesman, and this was like so easy. So I was like, what is your best offer? And he gave me an offer that I was like, what? That's way too good to be true. Reason being is, when I got there, I was the only one to purchase a vehicle that day. So they weren't even messing around. They're like, hey, just give them the best deal. Let's not argue, go back and forth. Here it is. Take it or leave it. And I was like, I'm coming. Well, it took me like 2.5 hours to get there. That's how bad it was raining. So that's another one that I think is a good time to get a car. And I was lucky too, because it was raining last day of the month. It was New Year's Eve. If anything, I guess that's like really the best time to get a car. Also, too, I did this once with my cousin. Do some research. I can't remember what Mercedes it was. I think, yeah, it was a Mercedes. I can't remember it was a crossover, but I saw one like 500 miles away. It was selling for like 22,000. This one here close to home was like 26,000. So I brought my cousin, and what I did was, we acted like he didn't speak any English. So it's for him. I'm talking to him, telling him like, hey, basically saying like, just follow my lead. And so I told the salesman like, this is the price that we're looking for. And he comes back and is like, you can't find one. I'll give you a discount to 24,000, but you can't find anything else cheaper. I'm like, well, actually, I've got one here for 22. And he's like, yeah, but that's far away. I'm like, well, we're buying a car. Whether you sell it to us or we're going to buy this car and we'll drive 500 miles. Like, it doesn't matter. We're buying a car today. We're just telling you we're buying a car. So they ended up dropping it down to 22. They thought we were going to finance. I never said we were going to finance. Not that I can recall, but we came in there and paid cash and got the deal. So that's another one too. You can kind of play around with, talk to somebody. If you speak another language, kind of throw that out. Like, hey, just have that conversation, but like, be thorough. Like, this is what I want. I'll drive 500 miles away if I want. Would we have driven 500 miles? Probably not, to be honest with you. And if you would have said, kept it at 24, I'm sure we would have bought it for 24, but he dropped it down to 22. They said at that time, they're like, well, we'll drop it to 22, but we're not changing the tires. We don't care about the tires. We're like, we'll get the tires. Holidays, I think another one is on holidays. But here's the thing on holidays. So they have incentives, but most of the time the sales guys don't tell you what the incentives are. And I'll give you one. So we had a vehicle that they came out with a new model, and there was a $10,000 incentive on the older model, right? And they changed the body style and everything, right? So they had a $10,000 discount, but the customer didn't know. I didn't mention it to them. I sold it to them, husband and wife. I sold it to them, and my paycheck on that vehicle was very good because after they're done with finance and stuff, I made a $15,000 profit on the vehicle for them. So is it shady of me? Damn right it's shady of me. But I have bills to pay too. You take the good with the bad. So do I feel great about it? No, because a little bit afterwards I left because I just didn't. I'm not that guy. I'm getting fist pumps and all that, and like, great job. And it's like, yeah, at first you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then you start thinking about it because these people were retired, like he came back from finance. He's like, man, okay, you got me. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, like I'm paying $1,600 a month for this vehicle. I'm like, what the heck? Like we agreed on like 1,000, like it was like a little over 1,000, but finance, you go in there, you get this, you get that, this, that. And next thing you know, he's at $1,600 a month. So a little bit afterwards, after that, I just didn't, it's just, I didn't feel it. I'm not that person. I felt like I was like going to be, I don't want to be the guy that takes advantage of people. And that's what I did. And so after that, I left, but always do your research on incentives. Always. Highly recommend it. What do they got going on this month? What does this dealership have? Everybody's a little bit different. What is I don't know, whatever the vehicle you're looking for, see what that manufacturer has for, like, incentives, warranties, all that stuff. Do your research on that before you actually go out and look at the car, because you're coming to our home. So when you come into our home, we got the managers, we're there to sell. Like, you can't be mad at them because, again, they have to put food on the table. So do your research. Now you got, the internet is your best friend, right? So most of these guys or companies, whatever, dealerships, it can't really compete on the vehicles anymore. It's now like, hey, we sell you this vehicle. If we make a mini off of it, that's fine. Like, we want you to bring your car for services. That's where the money's at, is in the services. Again, though, but do your research, because if there's some kind of crazy incentive going out there, they're most likely not going to tell you, because you don't make money on a mini. You make money on when you make a profit for the companies. Those are my thoughts on the best time to buy a vehicle. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know. Tell me a story if you've gotten through something that I haven't mentioned that you did and it worked out well for you. Let us know, man. Let us know, because again, with these vehicles and the pricings that they have on them, it's kind of getting ridiculous. And, after, you buying a $40,000 car, and so, that's what I'm hearing now, a lot of people are going that 7 years. It's not worth it, man. So, save me $40 a month on my payments. Let us know. But those are my thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts. Talk to you next week. Peace.